Today, we're diving deep into the world of high stakes collecting, but we're looking at it through a very specific lens: Porsche. We're going to figure out why this one name inspires so much obsession and how these cars became one of the most stable, blue chip assets you can find anywhere. Let's get into it. But before we talk about cars, let's just pull back for a second and ask a much bigger question. What is it that turns any object, a painting, a watch, anything, into a true masterpiece that just lasts? Turns out the answer is surprisingly consistent, and it's the real key to understanding the whole Porsche phenomenon. And this is where it gets really interesting. You look at a Picasso and a vintage Porsche, and you think, okay, they're worlds apart, right? But dig into what actually drives their value, and you see they share the exact same DNA. We're talking rarity, a documented history, what the pros call provenance, a track record of proven value, and a whole world of experts and fans who just get it. This right here is the core idea we're going to unpack. So that brings us to our first section, this whole idea of treating cars like fine art. We're going to break down what it means for something to be a blue chip asset, a term you normally hear on Wall Street, but believe me, it applies perfectly to the world of Porsche. A blue chip collectible is, well, it's basically a safe bet. You know the old saying, nobody ever got fired for buying IBM? Well, in the art world, that might be a Monet. And in the car world, it's Porsche. These aren't just some trendy, flash-in-the-pan assets. They are absolute pillars of the market, whose value and desirability have been proven over and over for decades. Okay, so how did Porsche build such a rock-solid reputation? Well, it all goes back to the foundation, the blueprint for everything that followed, the one and only 911. The whole story is just this incredible, rapid ascent. Think about it. The very first Porsche literally emerges from a barn in Austria in 1948. Just 15 years later, in 1963, the company introduces the car that would define it forever, the 911. And for the next 35 years, right up until 1998, these cars used a very distinct air-cooled engine, an era that is now totally legendary among collectors. And that is absolutely not an exaggeration. The second the 911 showed up, something just shifted in the sports car world. With that unique design and mind-blowing performance, an automotive legend was truly born. And it's one that's still going strong today. But here's the thing. The story isn't just about these super high-end, untouchable cars. One of Porsche's biggest strengths is actually something you might not expect. It's the idea that this is a market that's, believe it or not, for pretty much everyone. Just take a look at this. The difference is absolutely stunning. To even get in the door with Ferrari, you're starting at a high five-figure price tag, minimum. But with Porsche, you can get a real taste of that magic, like a fantastic early Boxster for around 10 grand. That's less than what a big service costs on some supercars. And this, right here, is the secret weapon. That accessibility isn't a weakness, it's what makes the whole thing work. It creates this huge, passionate community. It means there are always new people discovering the brand and falling in love, which ensures there's constant interest and a really stable market, from the entry-level cars all the way up to the multi-million-dollar icons. And that community, it's always changing. Right now, there's a whole new wave of collectors getting into the game, and it's completely energizing the scene. To get an insider's view, we looked at what Ethan Valerino, the CEO of the Porsche auction site P-Car Market, had to say. He sees a direct parallel to the art world, pointing out this huge influx of new, younger enthusiasts who are now jumping into the Porsche scene. You see, this is what makes it all so healthy. You've got the established, veteran collectors who've been doing this for decades, and now you have this new wave coming in with fresh energy, new ideas, and, most importantly for any market, cash. That mix is what keeps everything so vibrant and stops the market from ever getting stale. Valerino really nails it with this. In the collector car world, which can be kind of volatile sometimes, Porsche is the benchmark. It's the brand that inspires confidence. If you want to know how the entire market is doing, you look at Porsche. It's a true indicator. All right, so we've pretty much covered the why. Now it's time to get into the what. So for this last section, let's look at a kind of insider's watch list, the specific models that the experts are really paying attention to right now. So let's break it down. First up, the last of the legendary air-cooled cars, the 964 and 993 models. These are always blue chips. Next, the 996 series. People used to overlook this one, but now it's seeing a huge surge, especially the Turbo and the GT models. But the one to really keep an eye on, the 997.2, made from 2009 to 2012. A lot of people call this the last truly analog 911. What's that mean? Well, it means it has hydraulic steering that gives you raw, honest feedback from the road. It means fewer computers between you and the machine. It's just a pure, connected driving experience that's getting almost impossible to find, and collectors are definitely noticing.
And maybe the most encouraging part of all this comes from Valerino, who says the market has not cast the full rail yet. Basically, it's far from over. There are still amazing opportunities out there, whether you have $10,000 to spend or $10 million. The point is, it is not too late to get in on this. And that brings us right back to where we started, doesn't it? A Porsche is so much more than just horsepower and lap times. Just like a great work of art, its real value comes from its history, its design, the story it tells, and the passion it inspires. It kind of makes you wonder, what truly defines value in anything we choose to collect? Is it just the numbers on a spec sheet? Or is it the story, the soul behind the object? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.